of the mage side, and that's not surprising. There are a lot of strong mage players on Onic Esports. Same Indonesia, same with the Philippines. Let's head into the battle. Game 3 in the civil war between Onic Philippines and Onic Indonesia.
Yeah, and the civil war itself, as Kyrie will be the Iron Man and Sans as the Captain America, both of the Ling players, but right now, no Ling. Oh, Dreon will be playing as the Gushon.
Yeah, I really like that Jay kind of left this pick on the later part of this one, because it would have been read out really easily if you picked the Jawhead earlier. So having a Jawhead, Jay plays this hero so well. And I really like that they have at least this option so they can disrupt some movements by the Hayabusa early on. Same with the Jawhead.
Oh.
There you go. Look at this. Rossi is actually absorbing a lot of damage. And Jay at level 1 is already so aggressive. Imagine what he's going to do at level 4. We'll have to wait and see. The bottom lane, he's trying to wait maybe for the reset. Yeah, I think he just wants to reset it, slow down Sasa even more. And that he's going to do the trick. He doesn't even need to cast any skills. He just needs to be there and make a threat.
Yeah, I just wanted to zone Sasa away for the crab coin, but then we are going to see rotation for that Cho, as he wanted to man down or to guard up the bottom side. Then Sans, Jay and Hated will be there, but Dreon and Sans goes in. A bit of the damage, but the Lar pops off the dragon form. But then again, that's a kill as Jay's going down. Sans with damage is not enough. He's going down in the hands of the Lar, but needs to run away as Hated is around the vicinity.
Beautiful absorbed by the shot essence there by D-Lar on the Yuzhong. Takes care of that Hayabusa mid-air. Yeah, I think that's something you got to do against a Hayabusa.
You wanted to deny all of the killing potential from that Hayabusa, and they're successful about it. You don't really want it to go for those early kills for this guy to secure his items.
Yeah, you want to fight early on as well, while the Hayabusa does not have items. And top lane getting mashed down there by Onic Philippines. Another big advantage. Cuts the score up to even. Counteracts the aggression that Onic Indonesia is doing on the bottom side of the map.
Is there any chance that he can survive? But of course, the damage is there. Sans and Sasa, that Brody and Hayabusa combo can push this bottom tower.
What a quick answer there by Onic Indonesia, getting even more gold, even while taking out that turret. Man, taking out Yakno was such a big deal for Onic Indonesia. Not only do they get full gold from the outer turret energy shields, they also take it down completely, boosting their lead up to 800.
Yeah, I was expecting that after that kill from the top side of Onic PH, there will be less answer from ID, but then again, once they saw that there will be no backup, they got in for the trade. And right now, Sans, with that Hayabusa being denied into the mid lane, the Lar, Black Dragon form against Boots. Is there any chance that he can survive? Rozzy and Jay will gonna meet each other around the river. And just going for a disengage.
Sasa
with the Phantom Execution. Kyrie seals the deal.
There you go.
Will be the next target. And Kyrie with a good dodge with a Torn Rose. Dreon isn't going to pursue even further.
And again, Lancelot with a turtle buff is something very, very difficult to deal with. Dreon on the Gushin actually works very well. It's just that, you know, in the early game, without the complete buffs, the Gushin's not as strong. Now he has to share that buff with Sans as well. I think that's a big deal.
Yes, and right now we got the Calamity Reaper. Gives him a bit of more damage this early game. And Dreon is going to roam from the top side with Rozzy.
Of course,
Rozzy.
Yeah, they're trying to see if they can get more economy right? Because the top lane turret is something that they really need to take down soon. Jay, though, unstoppable force, then flickers back. A lot of utility wasted by the Jawhead.
Yeah, and Sans will be one of the threat that they need to watch out. But, of course, Kyrie, with a Thorned Rose, expecting the shadow movements, was able to catch a bit of a damage drop to Sans.
Here comes turtle number 2 here. Kyrie, will he secure it? Rossi wants to deny, but the retribution is enough.
Dilar moving into the backup way of the dragon. Is he going to die? But then Jay in the middle of the fight. But that Yuzong is strong enough to take Sans down. I mean, Sasa down.
Yep, and Jay just basically threatening everyone with that ejector. Great control of the team fights, and Kyrie once more, good timing. He really knows when to go in and when to back off on this Lancelot. And when you got the turtle buff and when you have the orange, you usually want to go forward.
And this is what we saw Rockhart. We've seen this kind of lineup in the hands of Onic Indonesia, but they weren't able to capitalize on a Jawhead with a Lancelot. Right now, Onic Philippines is showing a good perspective on wherein you can go aggressive and give all the kills or early kills to this Lancelot.
And again, Lancelot from Kyrie, a big difference from performance in Game 1. Really riding off the momentum from that last game. 2-0 so far, securing a lot of items already as well.
Boots will be going up for a small skirmish against Dilar, but Jay is around the vicinity, but that's Sans is going to take down Liagno. And this turtle will be a 4 versus 5.
I really want to see Sasa come back here on this. Because right now he is not doing very well. Big rough waves in the middle of everything. Just tries to make sure he doesn't get kicked right away with the way of the dragon. Bot lane could go down soon, and Butts, I think he has to back off. And Rassi with the backup.
That's a good trade from the top side. They were able to push even further, but Dilar and Kyrie is there looking for the target. That's going to be the kick.
Oh, whoa!
Liaknu and Sans, they're not going to pursue as Jay is the one who's chasing against Drion. Sans with his Hayabusa, more of those shadow plays, and Sans will be enough. Good damage, but Jay going for the return kill against Drion, but Sans
gonna go down soon.
Easy kill for this guy.
Secured as well by Sasa's Brody. No exit way for this guy. Rossi with the flicker in. Oh, Breath of the Ocean catches them though. And that will be, that's not what they planned to do right there.
Quick burst.
Quick burst. They wanted to get Hated, but Hated got them. That was a pretty slick move.
Reverse Una card right there. And good play once again from Onic PH as how aggressive Sans can be. Remember, Hayabusa is on a 5-2-0 roll right now, securing his Blade of Despair.
Blade of Despair, just what you want to get, especially if you're ahead. We'll see if that's going to do the opposite as well. Now, the mid lane is actually pretty... I'm surprised it's still up.
Yes.
Considering the amount of power that Onic PH has right now. I mean, look at Kyrie. He's so scary at this point. And they're able to defend. So that's a good sign for Onic Indonesia. That means they can still buy a lot of time for Sasa on the Brody. It kind of still closes their jungle. And when you have a jungle that's difficult to access, your hyper carry can have more time to farm.
Yeah, it was a Ruptured Machete for the Lancelot for Kyrie. Razi goes for a Way of the Dragon, not entirely catching anyone. No free kills for this guy. But Dilar is going to rotate here onto the mid lane, and as how surprised we are, side lanes are being thrown down, being pushed, but mid lane is still looking healthy as they wanted to bring the fight onto the top side.
It's really, really good for them, and at the same time, you also want to see, have a look at the control that Hated is doing on their own mid lanes, and they're just not really giving any leeway.
Oh, good shadow play. He wants to survive. More of those damage as they needed.
Oh boy.
Sans providing even more. Dilar needs to fly away, but here comes Rian for the backup. Here comes Rozzy for the Jit Kendo. Boots to stop them. No escape route, but then Kyrie is really slippery. Headed onto the riverside. He is being chased by Rozzy, and the flicker into the Jit Kendo isn't going to be dropped.
So small things that I really like there from Onic PH. They could have lost a lot.
Yes.
So you saw Dilar, he went straight for the knock-up around the area where Kyrie was walking, and that stopped Onic Indonesia from diving even further. But overall, Onic Indonesia got the better of that fight. Now they will try to see if they can get more control around the mid lane.
Right now, Onic Philippines need to take advantage of their damage with Kyrie. But then again, Indonesia is still looking good, with Sans as the one who's looking for the pickoffs and securing his endless battle.
I think that's pretty good, actually. I'm surprised Sans is playing this well. And what happened is basically they sacrificed a lot of gold going to Sans in favor of Sans instead of Sasa. So Sasa's just catching up. He's just trying to do some damage on the backline, but he's not really the priority. The big thing here is the Hayabusa from Sans right now.
Yeah.
Lord walking on top lane. Yeah, that's a big push.
Oh, rough
they take him out! Oh my gosh!
Off, and here comes Jay for the wild charge, but they're not going to entirely commit. They just want to pick them off, just wanted to clear the Lord in the mid lane, but Onic ID is going to be successful in taking down the tower. Jay will be the next target. Flickers out. Here comes the Phantom execution, and Rozzy might be the ones being executed. That's going to be the Elder Dragon form, as they're going to take down, the Black Dragon form rather, and they're going to take down that Cho.
They didn't really need the damage from D-Lord. They just need to slow down Rossi. And Rossi, he's been having a lot of free time in this game. And they said, no more, Rossi. No more Way of Dragon from you.
Yes.
Now it's going to be Onic on the defense still. That's Onic Indonesia trying to keep this mid lane turret alive. And the top lane, though, will be going down, at least for Onic Philippines.
Yeah, it's a bit different right now that we are seeing the the same as how game 1 from Onic Indonesia. Feels like the 1-1 from Sasa is being replaced by a Brody. And Sans is still the one who's driving the Onic Indonesia squad for those easy kills.
Again, Sans looks like he just works really well. If Sasa kind of drops, he's the one who always picks up the pace. And this is exactly what happened on that previous set as well.
Right now, Sasa needs to farm up. He needs to catch up, because whenever Sans is going to be bursted down by that Kaditha, they don't have any other damager, as a different Boots right now is playing. And we're not seeing the Thams from game 2.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to see anything like that, but Boots right now is also just really struggling. Now, Drian, I'm still wondering what kind of effect he's going to have in this one, because right now he doesn't look like he's doing as much assassinations as you thought a Gushin would. And again, that's just a sacrifice you make when you don't have the buff, right? When you don't have the purple buff, that is a big deal if you're a mage player, assassin, especially an assassin mage player like the Gushin.
Yes, and they're just looking for the pickoffs, but Onic Philippines, they are being cautious. They don't really want it to go for those bait plays from Indonesia. They are expecting more of those movements. They're just clearing their waves and go for those easy default brush play. And they are respecting the damage from Onic Indonesia. Just waiting for the Lord. They don't want any pickoffs. And they don't want 4 versus 5s again that we've seen.
No, absolutely not, right? And I think as long as they can avoid that, I think Sasa can actually catch up really well in terms of gold. But they don't care, because right now, overall, they are ahead by 3,000. Lord is the next target here, and there's very little that Onic PH can do. Lord goes down, and that's
Way of the Dragon.
a big fight.
Catching Jay. Dilar in the middle of the fight, but that's going to be another kill.
Sans is out.
Oh, no Sans, no Hayabusa, and Sasa being chased down by Liakno, Dilar, and Kyrie as well. This Lancelot is popping off. Boots will be the next target. I'm offended. Everyone's offended from Onic PH as they're going down. One by one, Indonesia isn't going to survive.
Man, that Lord was not worth it at all. 1,000 goal lead for Onic Indonesia, but you have 3 people down. That means a lot more gold will go to the side of the Philippines. Onic PH picking a great time to fight.
And Kyrie once again popping off. He knows when to burst anyone out. Suns with a bit of a misplay. He's careless going in to that team fight.
Man, Sans is the one that you have to watch out for here. And they are doing just that. If they did take out Sans, that would have been a different story. But catching him, I don't even know how you do it. I want to see a replay of how they got Sans right away. So surprised that he went down first.
Yeah, I was expecting it's going to be Sasa is going to go down first. But Sans, great play from this guy.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful gameplay. And now, gonna take some more time before we get into the next matchup.
Yeah, I mean,
they're gonna take a while. They're gonna try to slow down this game.
It has been Sans who's controlling the game right now, but then again, that one misplay felt short from this guy, and you can clearly see that they got the item advantage, but Onic Philippines catching up, and they already got the gold advantage in their own hands.
Yeah, they have pretty much everything they need at this point. Just another bonus item probably from Hated on the Kadita is probably all you need. But now they're just trying to be careful. They're trying to stick together. They're close together around this jungle area. And that's a good way to make sure that you don't get picked off one by one. You only send like just one guy, maybe either Iaknu or Dilar, to try to push the opposite wave. Other than that, you want to stick together. You want to clump up. You want to catch people off guard. And one more catch on either Sasa or Tizans could mean the big disaster play for Onic Indo.
Yeah, and this Goshen pick from Drian isn't really effective, as it seems that we are seeing Drian play from Game 1, and he fell off from Game 2, and right now in Game 3 is a bit irrelevant. I mean, he's not really a big of a threat, and he's being captured again and again. Yeah. So he's being ignored completely, actually.
Yeah. Sasa really needs to catch up in this one. I think he's the missing ingredient so that Onic Indonesia can have a good fight. And so far, he's the one who's being hunted. Oh my gosh, by Hate once more.
But Jay is there. But this will be Drian.
He's out though, he's out.
The dagger is flying all around. Kyrie with a torn rook.
Proc in time to save him. And that means Onic Indonesia, I think they found a pretty good opening here.
And right now, they need those targets. Rozzy being thrown down. Flicker to save himself. Dilar once again flying as the Black Dragon into the back lines. But Sans and Rozzy being zoned out. Drian being chased. Here comes the kick. No, not yet, as he got thrown out.
Play around the
still throwing everyone out. Dilar running low. Boots with all of the damage vault in sight, and Sans is present right now.
Oh my gosh!
Phantom Execute being dodged by Sans, and they are looking for more.
This could be close.
Liakno will be going down, and Onic Indonesia is going to take this team fight.
Again, the order was for Kyrie to go back. I mean, that could have gone either way, but they decided to not force the issue, and they will concede this Lord most likely.
The Lord in the hands of Onic Indonesia. After all of the attempts, Kyrie will try to go in, but Drian, he's going to follow. He's going to push away anyone who's going to attempt any of those steals.
You know, normally you would see Gushens fall off really hard after the 15-minute mark, but Drian's Gushen is completely on a different story.
And we're talking about this, that he's someone irrelevant, and even Sasa, but right now he's on a 4-1 score. He's dishing out more damage, and this is another layer of damage that we wanted for the late game.
That moment, Kyrie could have fought. I mean, Yaknu caught both of them, and they were low. That's why I was wondering where Kyrie went. I guess it is the safer route. You want to go safer in this fight, especially now that everything is on the line. 2K gold lead here for Onic Indonesia, and the siege continues.
And this will be a big problem for Onic Philippines if they're not going to stop the tracks of Onic Indonesia. Liakno needs to have a good setup. Hated needs to look for Drion or Sans. Quad Shadow will be popped off to safely push the mid lane. Lord will be coming inside the base, looking for more targets as Hated goes for the rough ways just for the clear. Drion throwing daggers all around. Liakno still on the works as Razzie being accompanied by Lord onto the bottom side. They are still pushing really hard. Onic Indonesia isn't going to destroy the mid lane or the bottom tower, but opens up still the top side.
And the order is to just go back and hold on Razzie on the top. Trying to see if he can keep that momentum rolling on the top lane. Keep the pressure going against Onic Philippines.
Right now, Indonesia, they're not really capitalizing on the lore that they got. Yes, they are running low with the towers from mid lane, but they're not entirely opening it up. But Sans, with the work, goes for the quad shadow just to reach the creeps.
Yeah, this is looking really, really slow so far for Onic Indonesia. They could force more, but they decide not to, and they decide to just hold on and wait for a big error, at least for Onic Philippines. But Onic PH, they're saying they don't want to go out. They're waiting for the other thing. Someone's definitely gonna make an error here somewhere.
Yeah, it's a battle of less mistake. Remember, this is their tournament life. We are standing on a 1-1 right now. 1-1 score. And Rion, okay, he just wanted to poke out Jay. He still got the immortality. Immortality also being secured by Kyrie.
Yeah, the positions of Onic Indonesia are more for the vision. They have secured the jungle entrances. They also secured the jungle exits. So they can know when Onic Philippines wants to make a move. And because of that, Onic Philippines, they can't catch anyone off guard anymore.
And right now, they need to work on with the pick-offs. Either you wanted to eject someone, or is it going to be Kyrie's who's bursting out? One member of Onic Indonesia. But right now, they're just playing the brush play 38 seconds before the next Lord. As immortality also being secured by Boots.
Yep, and items starting to get locked into place, ladies and gents. Immortalities, the potions will start getting popped in this coming matchup. 23 minutes into the game, we might be approaching a very long and hard-fought one.
Yes, and they're just playing the brush play. Both of them just not being aggressive right now. They don't want to be careless as the Lord and Razzie and Jay just going to look at each other. You don't want any fight right now. You just wanted to check each other's back. Who's going to take the Lord and who's going to control the game, as this is a whole stalemate. We got the 23 minutes into the game.
Yep.
14 and 11 into the scoreboard, and gold advantage in favor of Onic Indonesia.
Lord number 4 here in this matchup. 23 minutes and 50 seconds. They want to see if they can take it. And getting Sasa in a good position is going to be crucial here for Onic Indonesia. They want to be able to save Sasa for last. You want to be able to survive longest. And if they want to get ahead. And Jay is just such a threat. So let's see if that's going to be the case here.
Drian still got the damage. Iyakno and Jay. He's going to interrupt the Lord.
He already went for the flicker.
Oh, the ejector just to deny Drian. He's going to save himself, but right now Kyrie in the middle of the fight. The large joins the fight as well. quad shadow. Shadow kill any moment right now. And the fighters scream and knock
what a
off.
breath of the
They
ocean!
wanted to go in, but Sans and Drian is already dead. As how all Onic Philippines are still there, battling it out, battling the Lord. Rossi's being chased down. Immortality pop-up boots, and that's gonna be another kill.
Oh my gosh!
Rough waves,
The
and
knockups!
it was really rough enough for them to take and to bear, as the Onic Philippines is the one who's going to successfully take the team fight and the Lord.
The knockups are real for Onic Philippines. If not Rough Waves, it's always D-Lar going in and saving everybody from certain death. And slowly but surely, Onic Philippines basically did the base defense and the team fight at the same time.
Really good play with the 3-man knock-up. After that, followed by 2-man knock-up from the at the moment when the immortality is being popped off. That was about it. Onic Indonesia lose a lot.
They burned through so many immortalities in that last one.
It was
my gosh.
It was a prolonged team fight, but then again, you know that there are tanks. Sase wasn't really putting a lot of damage. Sans and Drian quickly being taken care of.
Yeah,
right
Sasa is basically not just performing well. The dive in by the Lord, that means inhibitor turret will go down in the mid lane. This could be the game-ending push. Onic Philippines on defense here. Go for the invade!
Oh, ejector for Sasa. He needs to run.
Sasa's
and he
low.
might be going down. Yes, he got the immortality, but no damage coming in as Sans is there in the middle of the fight. D-Lar again and again, the savior of Onic Philippines. But and Sasa Drian being left out in this prolonged team fight as the Lord is fighting them, axing them out, destroying them out. Phantom execution. Onic Indonesia being executed again and again. Ejected on the backside. That's gonna be another kill. Rough wave. That's gonna be a tough waves we've seen. And there comes Kyrie.
Sasa's back.
Thorn Rose. The Thorn into the Rose as Sasa isn't really relevant right now. And that's gonna be it. Onic Philippines will move on.
Onic Philippines beating the odds. Really showing up strong when it mattered the most. Wins against Onic Indonesia 2-1.
Onic Philippines